What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's Mike Watson in the building with another episode of Chat and Draw. Let me get that out the way, man. How are you all doing? It's been a couple days. We haven't seen each other. You know, our shows are normally scheduled for Monday and Thursday. We had one for Tuesday, but somebody got called to work, so they could not work that day with us. So we have to get it rescheduled. But you know, we're here doing the thing that we do, which is chatting and drawing. And what did you say? You don't you don't know what chat and draw is? You don't know who I am? No problem. Let me give you a quick introduction. I'm Mike Watson. I'm the publisher of Short Fuse Media Group, the founder of Freestyle Comics, one half of the good, the bad, and the nerdy, the most enthusiastic person in comics, going by the moniker also known as the Super Mad Brother, your host today and every day on a little show I call Chat and Draw. And on Chat and Draw, we chat and draw. I sit across from the virtual table from a colleague, a friend, a fan, whatever, and I draw whatever's on the tablet on the table for me to draw while we chat. And today is our it's our first official Patreon fan episode. And I'm not surprised who our first Patreon fan is. This guy is super supportive. He's out here in the geek world. He loves comic books. He buys them all across the land. He's always in our streams, commenting, sharing, watching the stuff that's going on in on the stream networks with indie community and things like that. He's a big fan of all types of stuff and geekdom. Let's bring him out without further ado.
Here comes a new challenger!
Mr.
Hey,
Andrew
what's
Duggin.
up? What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
How does it feel to be the first official Patreon fan episode?
It feels amazing, man.
This is your month, so I'm sending you. I got both your images printed up. I know one of them is a Power Ranger I drew for you.
Yeah.
I forgot what the other one is. I got them over here so I can send them off. I'm waiting for some new envelopes, and I knew we had today. So what I'm drawing for you today, I'm gonna print that out, and you're gonna get that. Plus whatever we are doing for the Patreon this month. So you're getting like 4 images this month, man.
Yeah, man.
And you get to be on the show.
Yeah.
Winning much, man.
Winning.
All right, so Andy, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man. How did you get into this world of geekdom?
Well, I mainly got into it because I'm a huge fan of like DC TVs, and one of my favorite comic book creators, Kat Calamia, created her book, My Father, My Daughter, and she advertised her, I believe her Kickstarter for her 4th issue, and I actually backed that Kickstarter, and that was my introduction to Short Fuse and into the indie community as a whole, really.
Shout out to the Furry Gamer joining us. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. And I can't forget the whole reason we have this show, or the whole reason we're having this episode. Shout out to the Patreon members to Most Epic Art. And if you didn't catch it, here it is. There's all my social media: Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch, Most Epic Art. But shout out to Andrew Duggin, who's in the building, Haley Dennis, Bradley Arney, Tom Kelly, and Unlikely Hero Studios, because without you, I would not have a living, breathing, existing Patreon page.
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions or comments or want to just jump in on the discussion, go right ahead. Today, Andrew, now you were talking about Kat. Kat is a beast. I have gone to a couple competitions for her, and tick tack. Her and I were going back to back on selling comic books. I love going to shows with her. She's super aggressive, but like in a great kind way. Like she wants to get her comic book in people's hands.
I know. Whenever I would listen to it, she's always plugging her books. I love that. Like I have all her like Father Like Daughter books, all her I got all her dancer books,
Mhm.
dude. I love it.
Yeah, great, man. I am a big fan of They Call It a Dance, but that's the one that I really enjoy that she makes. Reminds me of Batman animated series, classic, some classic
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
But and so and then where has your fandom branched off from there? When if Kat introduced you to short fuse, where have you hopped around? What are
Well,
some
I've
things to check out?
oh well I've hopped around through Kickstarters because I remember at one point in Cat's Kickstarter they had the barista um Kickstarter partnership. I got and I backed that, and I then with the Heroes International Kickstarter, I backed Heroes International,
Hmm.
and I got into like the Heroes Studios Super.
Oh yeah, Super's a good one.
Oh yeah, I
I feel like it's
absolutely love
biased.
that book.
I feel like it should go without saying that I think Heroes International is a good one, but I own it. So gotta be given. But
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Super, and that's really cool because Lori Foster, who's one of the heads of Unlucky Hero Studios, and she inks Super amongst a couple other titles there.
Yeah.
She's inking a little something for me, and I can't
Oh.
wait to see that when it's done. Like, I was up
Yeah.
working on Hotshot 10. I was working on the page. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and Lori texted me and was like, "Hey, is there a certain way you want this shirt to look on the character that you sent me? Because I see these grids here. So do you have any reference or anything like that?" I was like, "Oh no, it's just 9 boxes and then the shirt's black. Well, I'll fill that in later." And she's like, "Bet." And I was like, "LOL, that's so dope. We're both up at 3 o'clock in the morning inking stuff right now." And the fact that you feel cool enough to to text me at 3 o'clock, like he may be up, or he'll just see it in the morning. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
Our our friendship has now evolved to the next level. Yeah, but I'm a big fan of Super. I love the art. I love
Hmm.
the story. I love how it's written or whatnot. Um, but so you've been hopping around a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe
Um,
let go ahead.
I've gotten into I've even gotten into some of fourth wall production stuff, as you can see right here. I got my King Supreme on.
Okay,
Even got my King Supreme hat right here.
represent. All right. Shout out David.
Yeah.
Where he at right now? He normally tuned into the show.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this: what made you? Because we need to grow the Patreon family. What made you sign up for the Patreon page for me?
Um. Well, I just really like your artwork, and I love the enthusiasm and interaction with your fans that you have as a creator out in these streets, and I just love it so much.
Yes, thank you. I'm always saying out here in these streets. Thank you.
Like, no lie, no lie. You are the most enthusiastic man in comics.
I'm trying to uphold that title. I've been challenged for it.
Yeah, but we got you as the most enthusiastic man in comics, so we got Victor Andrews as the hardest working man in comics.
Yes, he is that boy, and he's been putting a lot of work with panels and stuff that he's been doing.
Hmm.
So, hold on. Yeah. I had a question.
Yeah,
We were talking about comics, which ones you're into. What do you like about the indie community so much?
bruh. I mean, like, there's just something about the indie community that is so much different than like the mainstream comics monopoly, if you want to say it like that. there's so many interesting things. Like I've seen so many things like, I wanted to get into. I'm like, good lord, there's so many things. Like I saw the the um the Sentai inspired super villain team that
Mhm.
I forget who did that, but I was like, dude, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I feel like there's a, and maybe this is also a given, but there's no limits with indie books.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I'm like the character that you're drawing now is inspired by Power Rangers, which was also inspired in turn by Super Sentai. So like
okay,
I'm a huge fan of like Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, all that in the same vein.
okay. Well, all right. Good segue, Andrew. You know how to promote. What character are we drawing?
We're drawing my character, Priest Striker.
Okay.
That's whenever I play him, that's the voice that I try and nail because he's half demon, half human, and I gotta embrace the evil side.
Oh, okay. All right. So everybody's on the same page. You take a voice with this character. Is this character used for some type of gameplay?
Yeah, I use it for a few different RPGs. Primarily, I use it for my friends group called Power Rangers Historic Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And, in that, my character started off as a villain, a general for the big bad, and then like he was released from his spell in a way. He was turned good, and his human side sacrificed himself at one point so that he could be free. Because this guy was about to die. His human side was like, "I'm gonna let you live."
His human side decided to let him live.
Yeah, he basically sacrificed his essence to let him live, and through that, he got the new transformation of being able to be a Power Ranger.
All right. So, how did we come up with this character, Andrew?
Well, I came up with it. Really, I was told from the very beginning when I tried to get into the game, they were like, "I got a character in mind for you," and they were like, "It's Prey Striker. He's the general for this guy. He's very strict and all that." And I was like, "Okay, I got this." So I started experimenting with voices first because, like, for me, if I'm gonna voice a character, I have to try and nail the voice before I can start fleshing him out as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And then through that, I gain started like putting down like where he's from. He's from Camelot, from the old school times of King Arthur. He's like 1,400 years old at this point.
Okay. So, I want to hit this up a little bit. You said you like to start with the voice to come up with the character,
Yeah,
and that's your
because in
first
a way,
instinct.
the different voices to me kind of nail who a character is.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're doing like an RPG type thing, you gotta try and figure out what kind of voice the character we use for different things, what kind of tone of voice, all sorts of things. And as a former actor, when I was in high school, I learned how to like do voices and just really learned how to create a character just by simple things as a voice.
So this has always been a part of your character creation process, whether it's for D&D or anything.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Like like for me, once I create a voice for the character, a unique voice, I can start going into like his backstory. Like this character, he had just gotten engaged to his fiance, and the big bad came up and turned him into this demonic creature, and and, and like he basically cursed his his fiance to be a cat, and,
To be a
and
cat?
like Yes, a cat. She was originally a Power Ranger, and like he didn't get chosen to be the Power Ranger, and like he had proposed to her, and like on the night that he proposed to her, which was the night that the big bad Kaiser Gyron came into the story and just obliterated everything, and, and through that, King Arthur's time fell, and right now in the game we're actually trying to get Excalibur.
Okay, so is this a fanfic of Power Rangers or your own
Yeah,
thing?
it's it's an RPG that's like a fan thing for the Power Rangers universe, but it's completely separate from like all sorts of like the different seasons.
Okay, so your original version of Power Rangers,
Yeah.
and where did the love for Power Rangers come from, man?
Well, that started like back in 2011, back when Power Rangers Samurai first came to Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
I remember on Nicktoons they had a bunch of like past Ranger seasons. Like my favorites back then were Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm, and Jungle Fury, and that was just because like how unique each season was. Because like this character right here, one of his ways, well, his way that he summons his Zords is basically the way the Jungle Fury summons theirs. They're basically demonic spirits on the inside. In order to channel them, he has to be like demonic spirits unleash.
Uh huh.
And like he has like 3 or 4 spirits live inside of him, and like he puts them out, and like he can either use them to fuel an attack or to create a mega lord.
Okay. How long have you been working on this one?
This has actually been we've been playing the game for about like a year or two. We're actually in our second season. I guess you would say second season, second book, whatever you want to call it.
How long do your seasons run?
Last one went for about 25 episodes. I think at this time we're planning on probably doing double. I don't really know. I haven't talked to GM that much about it.
Man, that's so many episodes I do with Chat and Draw. 25.
Oh yeah.
All right. So with the so this is almost like a character creation episode.
Yeah.
I got Andrew sent me a bunch of information on this character, and I glanced at it, but I really didn't try to focus on anything. I wanted to be able to kind of, that's part of the challenge and fun for these type of
Yeah.
episodes. I wanted to look at it like during the show and read over it, and try to add my spin or twist to it. I know I'm
Yeah,
liking
you want to add your little mark on the character in a way.
yeah, and I know I can see right now it the Power Ranger influence on this, and it's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, part of his character also has to do with the fact that, like, he was basically cursed to be a demon, and, like, his human side was suppressed for so long until a ranger basically freed him from being controlled. And, like,
Hmm.
he basically, um, was going to join the team, but then he was like, I need my time. I need to go and search for myself because like he doesn't know who he's a half demon, half human hybrid. He doesn't know who his real father is.
Hmm.
Now, of course, I as the player who's creating his character know, but
He
like
doesn't.
that's just part of the fun. Letting having the character go on his own separate journeys to find himself and in turn make him a more full-fledged out hero.
So that's absolutely true. That's actually pretty funny because that's what we're doing to Hotshot and Vigilance
Oh,
in these next story arcs, and Heroes International in these next story arcs.
yeah.
We're flipping their worlds upside down again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you gotta do it. If you're doing anything with, like, heroism, you gotta, like, flip their world upside down. Put it on its heel.
Yeah. So, how long are each one of the games that you guys play with these characters on
It's
average?
about, it's about, like, 2 to 3 hours.
You guys ever have to
Take
pause
about
the game and come back to it on another day?
No, we usually try and knock out at least one episode. We even try to knock out one episode every single session that we play, which we even play it Fridays. Like we're playing tomorrow night.
Hmm. Who hosts the party? You or them?
Um, I don't host them on. We do it through Discord.
Oh, okay.
We have a Discord set up called the Tokusatsu Zone, which is basically Tokusatsu is actually a Japanese word for live action special effects. It's like you can think of you can think of it as like Godzilla, King Kong, Jurassic Park, all sorts of stuff. In Japanese, like that means Tokusatsu.
All right.
There was actually a lesser known Spider-Man show back in Japan called Spider-Man, and basically Spider-Man had this mech suit, and he would be able to go and fight monsters with this mech suit.
I remember that. They're actually putting him in Enter the Spider-Verse too.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that character has a following enough to where they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's throw him in there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like it's like everybody wants to put their mark on a beloved character, and like I just love how Japan added that interesting element to it, because like it just makes it like so much more interesting for the character.
I'm looking forward to that to see exactly what they do with it. The new characters
Yeah.
they introduce or whatnot. All right, so what's some of this guy's powers,
Um,
or what exactly are his
like,
powers?
whenever he was evil, he had the power to like manipulate lightning, and through that, the way that the team and the heroes and villains create attacks are basically through what we call spell cards or just roll spells, because like the series as a whole is inspired by witches and wizards, because of course Camelot. Why not?
Right. What's up, Doomsmith? Thanks for joining us today, man.
And like this character, when he becomes a good guy, he basically goes to the underworld, and he gains the element of hellfire.
Okay. Well, this is cool. So we don't have to worry about spoilers with this. That sounds real interesting. How does that happen?
What?
How does he go to the underworld and get hellfire?
Well, like he basically went to the underworld sometime like 2 episodes prior to the finale of season 1, and like he's been missing in action since then. Like we found him I think 2 sessions ago. 2 sessions ago, he was in the underworld, and he was actually trying to find his next Zord, which is going to be the Cerberus. And like I haven't told the GM yet. I've been trying to get him to talk with me, but like it's been kind of difficult because I'm like, dude, I got these ideas I talk to you about for the next game. He's like, and we'll get to it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. Don't be upset. What's springing on you?
Don't get upset when I spring it on you.
Because I'm
So
like,
go ahead. I was gonna say, how do you guys decide what happens in this season? Do you guys like have an outline? I mean, I'm new. I'm fresh and new to the world of D&D. So you guys, do you have an
like
outline you follow, or is it all just it happens live?
pretty much what happens in RPG or D&D, the DM or GM, whichever you want you call them, they create a storyline for the season as a whole. In each episode, you basically further that storyline by getting into new plot threads. Like this season we introduced some new villains, and and at the end of season 1 we actually killed off our big bad. But like about 2 or 3 episodes into season 2, we find out he's not actually dead. He's masquerading as one of Morgan Le Fay's generals.
Okay.
And then like my character's arc right now is like basically getting to where he can become a full-fledged ranger and try and basically earn the trust of the rangers, because as I said before, he was a villain. And like not many villains turned heroes really do well until they prove to the heroes that they have a right in this hero world to help save humanity.
Okay. Makes sense. One must prove themselves.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it's always been in Power Rangers in general. Whenever a villain turns into a good guy, he becomes a ranger. You don't want to see the Rangers be like, "Oh well, we'll accept you into our team." It's not like you've been trying to kill us like 10 episodes for the past 2 weeks. Like
Like
the
when
guy
Tommy
has
was
to earn
fired,
their
when Tommy was whooping the Power Rangers
yes,
butts for a
bro,
whole week.
bro. I got this. The Dragon Dagger.
Cameron, oh, Batwing, no. This is actually our first official fan episode of for Patreon. Andrew's one of my Patreon members. He just hit his 3rd month, which gets him a free spot on the show, and I draw whatever he wants. And this is his D&D character that I am drawing live, and which I'll be printing out along with the rest of his art from this month and sending to him.
Mm-hmm. But
That
yeah,
Dragon Dagger
I
is
love how
sweet.
Tommy. Going back to Tommy, I love how Tommy was the original villain on TV, just giving it to the Rangers every single week.
Yeah. So the cool thing about that is that he fed it to the Rangers for a whole week, right? But then when he became one of the Rangers, he was just as weak as them. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Tommy was beating all 5 of them up. So anything
Yes.
that they fight in the future should be no problem. But nope. Plot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like sometimes in Rangers you'll see the villains in a Ranger form while they're villains. You'll see them kill the butts, and like they'll basically loot. Like how Mystic Force did it. They had this guy named Gambo, and he had this wolf warrior suit kind of thing with Korag when he was evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like he basically gave the Rangers, and like the way he got power wasn't by being a Power Ranger. It was because he basically had the power of his master, the Master Optimus,
Oh,
inside of him that made him more powerful than the Rangers.
hi, baby.
It,
Danny J. Quick has joined us, and apparently he loves that show. I think he's a little biased. He loves your shirt. I mean,
What?
Danny J. Quick has joined us, and apparently he loves your shirt, but I think he's a little biased.
I think it's a little biased. Even the old Ace Blade hat.
Danny, I am drawing Andrew's D&D character. This is our first official Patreon fan episode, and this is what he wanted to request live for me to draw.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought he was going to send me a Power Ranger to draw for this one. I'll tell you, Andrew's been making good use of his Patreon
I'm a
rewards.
huge Power Rangers fan. Yeah.
Like, so what's one of your favorite things about this character?
Just love how like he, no matter no matter what side he's on, he always stays loyal to those who stand by him. Like when he was evil, he stood by the bad guys. But like as he slowly progressed, he got his memories back, and he basically remembered, oh, there's this cat that's my fiance, and like that kind of goes him to define the buildings. And he's like, I can't leave them because they might kill me. Like basically he gets freed, gets his butt kicked, and as I said earlier, his human side sacrifices himself and gives him the demon sword morpher that allows him to go into what I call the Crimson Demon Ranger mode.
Okay. So, what are how big can these seasons get, man? Do you guys see yourselves doing your own crossover with current Power Rangers series or things like that, bringing that into your gang?
I don't even know. I mean, like the closest we ever gone something like that was we crossed over with like other RPGs in our fan in the Power Rangers fan base. Like I'm part of like multiple RPGs and crossed over with them. Like I don't even know if I can actually see us actually crossing over with one of the current seasons of Power Rangers, one of the upcoming ones. But yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna switch gears here for a little bit. What indie books do you want to see cross over, Andrew? Because I know, like I said, I know you got a bunch of them.
Well, one book that I want to see just because this character is demon, I want to see him cross over with Super. Seeing that how in I believe it was issue 5 or issue 6. Well, no, not issue 7. They had the demon thing, like the like demon or whatever.
I'm sorry, you're it's going in and out, so I couldn't hear you.
Huh?
I said it's going in and out, so I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I said I'd like to see my character with maybe Super. Yeah, Super. Or maybe Surgeon.
Oh, Surgeon. I like Surgeon. Like that's one comic book series that I would love to see get picked up and turned into live action.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's because I have a I need my Walking Dead fix.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is a pretty good book.
It is. I'm I'm waiting for that Kickstarter finish. So it's just waiting on the rewards to come now, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's the sucky thing about Kickstarters. You get all these Kickstarters that you're excited about that it's been talked about for a whole month because of the promotions, and then you gotta wait for the release date.
Hey, you gotta wait for the rewards to come in.
Yeah, but
Like I got Calvin's books in the other day.
oh, did you? Yeah, I haven't really
Yeah,
noticed it because like I've been pledging to a few different Kickstarters trying to help out where I can. So I've had like
yeah.
a regular flow of rewards coming digitally and to the house. So you don't really notice it. And then you're like, oh shoot, yeah, I did pledge to this one. Yay, I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, I got it. And like first thing I did, I saw the art book from season 1 of Chat and Draw, and I started flipping through that. Oh, there's some. I like read about like the some artwork during season 1. I was like, dang.
Yeah, so when I do push out and promote that, the cool thing about that is that the books are done. I just didn't want to do one Kickstarter or one big event for one art book. I wanted to have a bunch of them. So after this season,
Yeah, I want to like have at least 2 or 3 art books before I actually release it for a Kickstarter.
yeah, especially because I've never done an art book on Kickstarter before, so
Yeah.
I just felt like it needed to have more content to it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. And then we got. So let's hit this with the. Okay, I think I got a good base down there.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wrong pen. Oh, inking. There we go. Just using the wrong
Yeah.
one up in there. Yeah. So, you got any plans? Now I know there's other. I know you've done a few different Kickstarters. You got any plans to get this character done as like a crossover cover for one of the Kickstarters?
Might.
I mean, not to
I've been thinking of it.
not to shamelessly plug anybody, but I know those guys and gals over at Short Fuse Media Group do these awesome
yeah.
crossover covers where you can get whatever character you want drawn on there.
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with a little shameless plug here and there. I mean,
I gotta toss it in. Andrew, this looks dope. I gotta finish up work, but I'll come back to see the finished product. All right, Danny, man, appreciate you stopping through. Let me see here. Yeah. While we're at it and talking about it, check out shortfusemediagroup.com. We have over 30 comic books there, and we just added some new ones to the library, courtesy of Danny J. Quick, updating things with some sneak peeks and stuff like that of the books or whatnot. So shout out Danny J. Quick again. But our books are pretty awesome. I believe there is at least one book for somebody on there. And, once you buy the physical copy of the book, you get the digital copy of the book for free. So, yeah, please check out our website, shortfusemediagroup.com. And I'm glad you're on here because I do need to check the Patreon page to see if everybody put up their characters they want to vote. Because I can do that live tonight too.
Yeah.
Andrew, so you're a D&D gamer, but are you a video gamer?
Not really. I don't really have any game systems. Like right now, I'm setting up to get me a Nintendo Switch. Because I'm really wanting to get me a Switch because like right now, if I get PS4 or PS5, I'm not able to put it up anywhere. So I'm like, I'm
Okay.
gonna start off small.
All right. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm on strike from the PS5 and the Xbox X. I really don't feel like I really don't feel like any of that needs to come out. Like we don't need it right now. Our gaming
Yeah,
systems
I
are
know,
perfectly
right? I mean,
fine.
it all have all these companies want to release new things every year because they know they have a huge fan base and the fans are going to go buy it. I'm like, I'm going to spend $500, $600, $700 on a freaking game system like it's just a little bit better than the PS4, but I'm like, yeah, it's pretty well still in date.
Uh huh. Yeah, when you get games like The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsunami, I'm pronouncing that wrong. I know I am, but whatever. Avengers. Uh, what else was I playing? The Last of Us, Ghost. I mean, I've got a library of games. When you got games looking like God of War that look the quality of those games, I don't need a new system. What I need you to do is increase your ratio of good games.
Yeah,
Make sure you're putting out more good games that look like this and play like this instead of
I know.
60% garbage.
I mean, like, I know they're letting out the new Miles Spider-Man soon,
Oh yeah,
but
that's my
like,
other
you're
thing.
just
Go
huh?
ahead. No, go ahead.
But is Miles Morales going to be only on PS5?
No, it'll be on PS4. So that's my thing. The games that they have coming out in the first year are still going to be on PS4. So like, why don't you wait 5 more years? Come out with
Like,
some brand new PS5 games on the PS5, Xbox, mantle or whatever. Because they're
yeah,
talking about porting NBA 2K21. They're talking about porting the new Harry Potter game, porting
yeah,
Miles Morales to PS5. I don't want to play ports on a $500 system, man. I don't want to pay ports. I want to play newly built, new frames, new gears, and all that stuff on that system.
yeah.
Oh, my son has a Captain America shield. Did you get that at the store? Come here. Let's see my camera here. Turn around. Yeah, he's shielded up there.
Nice.
All right, so where are we? Trying to get the rest of these colors. Oh, so here's some important reason. Like, so who's under the mask, man? Like, I saw you send me a couple
um,
reference images of some guys. So which version is that? Like, who? So who are you seeing portraying this character?
um, when I started making the character, the second thing that I did when I created the voice, I was like, I find a guy who can do the voice very, very well. So I was like, the first I went to was horror movie actors, and specifically the one I went for were ones I've seen on The Flash. I was like, the voice that I used for Ray Biker was inspired by those voices for like Zoom, Satar, on Flash.
Uh
And
huh.
the guy that I went for was Tobin Bell, the voice of Saw.
All right, all right. Shout out to Brad Arney. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Brad, I need to know your 2 characters that you want to put in the fan vote for me to draw on Patreon. If you can put those in the comments right now, I'll use you and Andrews right now to go ahead and spin our wheel here. So why those actors, Andrew, or that actor rather?
Huh?
Why that actor?
Um, Mostly because the character that I'm playing is over 1,000 years old, so like he has to have gray hair first and foremost, and also when I thought of the character, I was like, I don't have a voice actor. They have a person playing him on the outside of the suit. So I was like, you know what? I might as well go for an old gentleman like Tobin Bell.
Okay.
The, like Power Rangers in general always has either teenagers or young adults. They never have like older men. They never have like overweight men. They're always super skinny, muscular. Like I'm like, come on, give us Rangers who aren't like just like what society wants to fit.
Okay.
Give us like give us some Rangers who have like different body types.
So what did you think of the that Power Ranger leak thing that was done on YouTube or whatnot, where the Rangers were all dark, addicted to drugs and hated each other, and it was like ultra violent?
So where the Rangers kind of like each other.
Yeah.
Listen,
You don't remember when that came out and Saban had them pull it off of YouTube because they didn't want that out there ruining the image of their Power Rangers?
I never even heard about that. Like I remember something like hearing about Jason Frank and Austin St. John got into it quite a bit. Like like JDF basically started trash talking Austin St. John, which he does a lot.
Hmm. Oh man, it was really awesome to see the Power Rangers in that light. It was a way
I mean,
more serious take.
there's something that a lot of people don't really know. The best Power Ranger who actually will commit a crime. He's actually still in jail for it. He actually killed his roommate.
Hmm.
His name is Ricardo Medina. He was both the Blind Fury Red Ranger and Power Samurai as Decker.
Wow. This is my mail. This is my package. This is my package that I ordered. This is how it came to me. That's ridiculous.
Ooh.
That is ridiculous. Thank you, Miles. That is freaking terrible, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry. I was just so appalled by that. You go ahead and finish what you were saying, Andrew.
Oh, that wasn't a ball.
Blue Devil or Joy's Nada, Roddy Piper's character, and They Live. They Live is a classic. Okay, so I think, let me do that thing. We're going to duplicate it, and then we're going to turn this one into screen. Dang, that did not do anything. No, I need a eraser. There we go.
What you're doing right now is pretty good.
Thank you, sir. That red always proved to be a problem. Trying to make it cool for you, man.
Yeah,
That's why you came on the show.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's see what we can do
one
here.
of the goals in the future. One of the goals in the future for the character, actually planning a cosplay of the character for me to put on TikTok.
Okay.
Like I had this idea for a while, to, like basically bring the game of historic legacy and bring the realm, the world that it's in on the TikTok, because I've seen like, other games I'm a part of go to TikTok and they basically add another level of story onto it.
Uh huh.
I mean,
So when you thinking
I
about
just
doing this?
love. Oh yeah, I'm kind of training, playing those, um, um, cosplay, and like cosplay as the character.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Where is my eraser? Come on. Oh, I do have that on. All right. Gonna have to do a darker layer on here. All right. So let's talk about this. I like learning personal things about the character, like monotonous things. Like what would be this character's favorite food and their favorite movie?
His favorite food and his favorite movie. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, he's still in the mindset of like, he the way he's still having to kind of learn about the modern world. So like, I like if I go for like something like chicken. He wouldn't go straight for the hamburger or anything like that. He like some chicken wings, something like that. Maybe go Ren Fair, get be like, and favorite
And fair,
movie.
okay.
Yeah, I feel like favorite movie. I don't know. Like um, I feel like a piece that actually be like more his style. Like a movie like reminds him of him being in Camelot. It's like something to do with Camelot. Maybe like Lord of the Rings esque type stuff.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. Lord of the Rings is classic.
Yeah.
Actually, let's see what this does. Oh yeah, I like that better. Sometimes you gotta play around with it a little bit, man.
What'd you say?
So sometimes you gotta play around with the glow.
Uh yeah. I mean, I'm like, it's always good to like play around and like experiment with like different things. That's what I've learned through like playing D&D and being an actor in general. You have to, like it's like any type of form of art. You have to be unafraid to try new things because the way it enhances your art. You know.
Mm-hmm. What up, Jay man? Thanks for coming in. Better late than never, my man. Thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, what do I want to do here? I love my Kirby dots. Let's pull up the disc. Red. So we're talking about that kind of color. Let's see what it does. Get that a little bit darker. Let's hit one more layer here. Let's go with that one. Oh shoot.
Oh shoot!
Oh yeah, man, I'm over here working. You got to watch me when I become silent. I've lost my focus on the conversation.
I know, right? Uh, I'm like, that's like any creators or something that like me as somebody who does the start hearing the MG go silent. After something, I'm like, oh crap, he's thinking of something.
Mhm.
It's usually not good.
Wow. Let's hit the replay. So we started off with, man, and this is my version of your character, your D&D
All
character.
right.
Your take into the Power Ranger world.
Yeah. Mhm. I mean, I view the Rangers thing as a bouncing off point for.
Well, I'm glad we were able to get this episode in the box and get you on here, man. If I haven't said it, I completely appreciate your support very much. So,
Oh,
um, you jumped on board with a lot of our stuff, just to because you're a fan of it and to help out or whatnot. So it's very much so
yeah.
appreciated. So I want to thank Andrew for joining the show today and being the first official Patreon fan episode. And hopefully Andrew stays a Patreon member and he gets to come back on here again and we'll draw something else for him. I'll get this one printed out. I'm gonna figure out what the Patreon members want me to draw, and once I get that drawn, I'll print that out and then I'll get that all mailed out to you at once, Andrew.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming on, man. I will see you on the interwebs. Everybody else, if you enjoyed this episode, if you had a good time with it, come see me again. Find me on any of the social media links up above. Branding, everybody. You can find me Most Epic Art at Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch. Next week, I got some big guests on next week to start to close out the month. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to put some promo out there. I got some TikTok swag people coming on for one episode. We're doing something special with that, so that's going to be real fun. So stay tuned. Do a nerd geek show called The Good, the Bad, and the Nerdy, which we'll have an episode tomorrow on Friday, 6 o'clock and whatnot. And I'm probably going to get back on here once I find out from Patreons to figure out what else I'm going to be drawing so I can get all that stuff mailed out to them or whatnot. That's what these envelopes are for, so I can stop buying envelopes at the post office. Office, man. Ridiculous. But, all right. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. You got any questions, comments, or anything like that? Put them in the thread or, hit me up on any of my social media. And goodbye, everybody. I'm trying to multitask here. Later.